Let's talk about how we are going to conduct a Socratic seminar in class. So the purpose of doing Socratic seminars this way is for you to be able to evaluate arguments and diverse perspectives presented in text, to build on each other's ideas and support ideas with evidence, to evaluate your classmates' point of views and their use of evidence and commentary. So that's the listening portion of it. And also to use academic transitions in speaking and listening. As you are on your way to become great rhetoricians, this is a perfect example of how you can practice getting there. That's why we do that in this class. There are several roles that will occur during a Socratic seminar. The first is the inner circle or the speaker. These people will sit in the inside circle, and their role is to be the speaker. Okay, so they will, the people sitting in the inner circle will discuss ideas. They will invite others to share ideas, ask questions. They'll bring all the reading and preparation materials to the outer circle, to the inner circle, and they will follow the norms and use transitions, which we'll talk about in a second. The outer circle, I forgot to put that in there, consists of what we call the coaches. So the people in the outer circle will sit behind their assigned peer who is in the inner circle. So the coaches will evaluate the other students' contributions. They'll look at the strengths and growth areas, and we'll have a time called halftime in the middle of the Socratic seminar, where the coaches will give specific feedback to the students in the inner circle. And the purpose of this is for you to encourage your peer to become an even more skilled speaker. So I'm going to give you some tools that you'll be able to use when we do that. So those are two roles. And then we'll have what we call a general evaluator / quote tracker. So that's what GE / QT means. Those people will be listening according to a listening guide, and they'll be writing down the quotes that are used in the Socratic seminar. Then we have something called the big board. This is the person who's going to write down the main thematic ideas that you guys are presenting in the inner circle and write out the connections that you're making. This person will also be called the comment counter. That's what CC is. They'll have a map of the inner circle drawn on the board, and they'll just put a tick mark every time a person in the inner circle makes a contribution to the seminar. Then lastly, we have transition tracker. That's TT. This person will have a special sheet where they're writing down the advanced and proficient transitions that you're using in your seminar, and also give you guys suggestions for how you can do that even better to become better speakers. So these will be assigned to you when we do the Socratic seminar, and you'll always have a different role every time we do it. Here are what we call the seminar norms. And these are the rules that we'd like you to follow during the seminar. So one person speaks at a time. Everyone contributes ideas and no one dominates or withdraws. Use transitions to connect comments. We're going to look at those in a minute. Invite others into the discussion artfully. Agree or disagree with ideas, not people. Ask clarifying ideas. Support a point with evidence from the text. Use body language and eye contact to communicate active listening. Stay in a posture of humility, intellectual flexibility, and curiosity. So this is what your coach, if you're in the inner circle, the coaches in the outer circle are going to help you to stick to the norms as you're in your as you're speaking. Let's talk about transitions. You'll have a sheet about this as well that you'll be able to use during the Socratic seminar, and this is what our transition tracker will have in front of them, and they'll be recording some ideas that they're getting from your transitions. So when we talk about transitions, we're talking about any way that you can insert your comments in an artful way and to build on the ideas that have come before you. So that can look several ways. Here's some ideas for you. A proficient transition means it's good enough for the conversation. We're going to talk about the advanced ones in just a minute. So there are different kinds of proficient transitions. One kind is rooting ideas in the text. So this is an example. Your comment reminds me of, and then give a quote on page, whatever. A related idea or a related question or comment is, or you could ask, where do you see that in the text? Let's move down to transitioning to a new topic. You could say something like, so far we have discussed this topic or this theme. That's where you summarize. I would like to transition us to a new question or topic. So that's a way for you to kind of wrap up what's been said and to move on to the questions that you might want to ask. You can develop ideas further by saying things like, a related idea is, or building off of so-and-so's idea, or I would like to return to our previous discussion of this idea because, and then you can read the other examples there. I also expect you guys to use transitions that invite other people into the conversation. So I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this question, so-and-so, or thank you, I'm still thinking. Can you come back to me is an appropriate way to say, I don't want to talk right now, but I'm thinking. Advanced transitions are where you're building as a speaker, and these are the things that we should hear in the inner circle. You could say something like, so far we have discussed, and then you summarize your ideas succinctly. This connects to, and that's where you bring in a new quote from the text. Because, and that's where you fill in why it connects. And then that's you're building up to your question, then you're going to ask your question. This raises a bigger question. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this. So that's where you can take the conversation to a new place, but you're building off of what's already been established in the conversation. Here's some other advanced transitions that you can read about on your sheet. So when we're talking about synthesizing, that's where you're putting ideas that everyone is saying together. So a quick example of that is saying something like, what I'm hearing X, Y, and Z say is this, and these ideas raise the greater question because, or you can say, based on X, Y, and Z's comments, it seems that we are wrestling with blank. This is important because blank. And then you can go even deeper, and here are some more stems, statement stems for you, and you can read them here. So these are really advanced transitions. Like number 6 says, so-and-so's claim that blah, blah, blah rests upon the assumption that blah, 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 which is questionable because that's you taking an argument and breaking it apart in the seminar, and that's a really advanced skill that we're all going to work toward. So you guys can read those on your sheet. Everyone will take notes the entire time. You'll have a special sheet where you're tracking what people are saying, some quotes and thoughts that are coming out of the seminar. So you might run out of blanks, and so you can continue on your own paper. Lastly, after the seminar, your homework will be to complete what's called the listening, evaluation, and reflection sheet. And you'll basically just write 4 paragraphs, so it's usually about a page or 2, where you take what you learned during the seminar and you put it together in an evaluation and reflection. So in your first paragraph, you just need to give a brief summary of the ideas that you discussed. This is what everyone was talking about. Paragraphs 2 or 3 are where you do your evaluation. So you look at the content of all the ideas that were presented, and you talk about if you disagree or agree with those ideas. You might have come up with some new connections that you didn't have before. Someone might have said something that was really intriguing or interesting, and you are going to respond in these paragraphs about what you think about it. And then paragraph 4 is kind of your personal evaluation of the whole seminar. That's where you get to give some feedback about how your group did during the discussion. So did everyone speak? Did the conversation flow? What did everyone do well? What could the group do better next time? So that's where you give feedback, and you'll be able to share that with the group later. So here's some things that will be on your rubric that you'll need to do to get the points for the entire seminar. So seminars only work if you prepare, you participate, and you complete the evaluation at the end. So you'll be turning in several sheets, things that you did during the seminar, before and after, in order to get the grade. And so this is a new way that we're going to do Socratic seminars, and it's a great way for you guys to learn how to listen to each other and become better speakers. I'll see you in class.